Okay, so we'll chant Mangalacharan. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for coming Tuesday evening instead of Wednesday. Just quickly do the revision what we did last week. So in this chapter 10, we were reading these four aspects. The last week we covered two, Smritir and Dhyanam. So anyone remembers the meaning of Smriti? Pretty simple. What's the meaning of Smriti? There's Shruti Puran and there's a Smriti
Means
Puran.
remembrance.
Smriti means remember, simple. So not tough at all. It just means remembrance. So remembering Krishna. And as our Acharya say, yen ken prakaran manah Krishna niveshayat. So somehow or other we have to remember Krishna. So here the meaning here is more conscious cultivation of the remembrance of Krishna. So you may not automatically, spontaneously remember. So you make arrangements for remembering Krishna. Some devotees put photos all around. Some devotees chant some extra rounds. Some devotees go to dham. Some devotees go to temple again and again. So somehow or other, remembering Krishna. So it's a conscious cultivation. In Vishnu Puran, Padma Puran, some examples were given, the glories of remembering Krishna. Dhyan. What's the difference between Smriti and Dhyan? Someone else?
It's a deeper remembrance. The remembrance when it's deepened,
Yeah.
so means dhyan.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So it's a very concentrated, deep remembrance, and dhyan can also be said when you are doing dhyan of Krishna, you'll forget the whole other world. So there's a general remembrance and a very deep, concentrated remembrance of Krishna, which is known as dhyan. We also read different stages in Bhagavad Gita. So dhyan, dharana, samadhi. So it's one of those stages. Now there are four types of dhyan which we read last week. Just quickly, rupa dhyan, focusing on the rupa of Krishna; guna dhyan, the qualities of Krishna; krida dhyan, the pastimes of Krishna; and seva dhyanam means we are remembering our seva. We are focusing on our seva. How can we improve our seva? Anyone remembers the example of Rupa Dhyan? Which devotee? Again, there can be overlaps.
Gopis and Srimati Radharani.
Srimati Radharani, Gopis, Bhakti Mataji said they're both correct. Yeah. So they are doing Rupa Dhyan of Krishna. Now, are we supposed to do Rupa Dhyan?
No.
No? Yes, no. Someone said no.
Yes.
Someone
Yes,
saying
we can
yes.
do.
Huh? Yes, we can do. There's no problem. We should do. When we go to the temple, we should look at Gopinath very, very nicely. But generally, what happens as a sadhaka stage, we cannot do dhyan, like we cannot get absorbed in that activity of devotion so much, but we consciously cultivate that. When we see Gopinath, when we see the deities, we come out and then we remember, oh wow, Gopinath was wearing blue dress today. The garland was so nice, the pakadi was so nice. So definitely we can do, we should also do. But this is not one of those things at this stage of our devotional life where we'll be fully absorbed without any distraction. But we should consciously do all these dhyans as much as possible. So Rupa Dhyan by Gopis, Guna Dhyan.
Ambrish Maharaj.
Gunadhan Ambrish Maharaj, okay. Yes, Lord is very compassionate and he will do the best. Anyone else who did Gunadhan? That is correct. Yashoda Maya,
Gajendra.
and she's churning the butter. She's doing Gunadhan of the Lalla. Sorry, someone else said something.
Gajendra.
Gajendra was also remembering the mercy of the Lord. Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. So there can be multiple examples. Krida Dhyan, pastimes. It can again be gopis. Gopis were remembering a lot. Like we're talking dhyan. Huh? So not remembering, just dhyan. So gopis were doing krida dhyan so much in Gopi Git. They were enacting the pastimes of the Lord and they forgot the whole world. So that's a very deep contemplation. Seva dhyan. Any examples? Giriraj Prabhu?
Prabhuji, Seva Dhyan, there are all our Goswamis, like Jiva Goswami, they are
Okay.
doing like meditation on Krishna's and doing Seva. And even Sudama did Seva to Krishna, Vidur, Arjun. So there are
Okay.
so many examples.
Okay. More. So they were actually
Yeah,
very, very close to Krishna.
they are Sakhas.
They're
Yeah.
sakhas. So they're not seva dhyan means what seva I'm going to perform. So sadhakas do seva dhyan or they should do seva dhyan, right? Like our seva in the temple on festival days, for
Of
example.
service, yes.
Yeah, someone making garlands, someone cooking for the Lord and all that. So that we keep contemplating how can we cook better for the Lord? How can we decorate the Lord in a better way? We are in security. Now that Prabhu is not here, for example. So they are constantly actually meditating, and that is much easier for us. Many times, Nam Dhyan is very difficult. Rupa Dhyan is difficult. Guna Dhyan is difficult. But Seva Dhyan, many times it happens actually. In our Seva, we can spend hours and hours and hours.
Yes. And
For that time, yes, Giriraj Prabhu.
our Guru Maharaj always meditate on Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, how to
Yes,
services.
definitely. So Srila Prabhupada also doing all the seva. Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, many other Maharaj like that. They're just doing seva. So much seva dhyana,
Yes.
trying to improve, expand, spread this Krishna consciousness so much. So seva dhyan can be more easily attained by us than the other dhyan, but we should also try other dhyan as much as possible. Example of seva dhyan, anyone remembers?
Prabhuji, well, there was one person who was making a kheer.
Yes, there's one Brahman. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's fine. So he was making kheer, and in his dhyan, he made the kheer and he was trying to test the temperature of the kheer. It should not be too hot for the Lord. And when he tested his finger into the kheer, his finger physically got burned, although the kheer was made in dhyan. So his physical and subtle body, you can say, got combined together. So that is dhyan. So dhyan is a very, very deep contemplation. So if we are able to reach there, that's really nice. And this Brahman was able to achieve that seva dhyan in his meditation. And then Lord Vishnu said, okay, Hare Krishna, done. Your tapasya is done, come back. So our seva dhyan or any other dhyan can take us back to Lord. Prabhupada said out of 9 different types of devotional limbs, you can perform anyone with perfection and you can go back to Lord. Like we say the example of Shravanam. Who is the best example of Shravanam? Ujjwala Samataji is saying, but I can't hear because you're on mute.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj, he only did one limb at that moment. Throughout his life, he did many other limbs as well. At that moment, he just did Shravan of Srimad Bhagavatam and he went back. He became perfect in that. Kirtanam, someone else can say, who is the topmost in Kirtan? Which devotee did the best Kirtan as per this verse?
Shukdev Goswami?
Shukdev Goswami. Thank you, Prabhuji. Shukdev Goswami did such a wonderful Kirtan. Kirtan here does not mean, Mridanga and Kartal. He is glorifying Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam, 7 days, 7 nights, constantly. And thousands of sages, senior devotees are sitting there completely absorbed. What a class! Just imagine a class, 168 hours of class. In 2 hours, you guys are looking here and there, and I feel like let's finish on time, huh? 168 hours of class in a row, no eating, no one was giving water, no one was giving a snack. In some Bhagavatam classes, I've seen, I'm not being for a particular devotee here, but we should not distribute water and snacks while the class is going on. Actually, it's a atikraman of Bhagavad Katha. Krishna is personally sitting there. Even you should not offer garland to the speaker in the middle of the class. You should only offer in the beginning if you have. If you don't, Katha should not be disturbed. You should not even do pranam to the deities going close to the speaker, because anything which disturbs the speaker is not an etiquette. Huh? So yeah, so some devotees are thirsty giving water. Actually, it disturbs the katha. Katha is the most important thing. When it's happening, everything should shut down. Simple as that. As much as possible, unless a kid wants to go outside something, no phone checking, this and that, no eating, no drinking. You eat before the katha or after the katha. Even a speaker should not get disturbed in any possible way. Because this is a dhyan which he is doing. Anyway, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Someone else, please unmute yourself. Jaldi, jaldi. Don't wait.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj, Pad Sevnam. Someone else? Baap, no time.
Lakshmi ji.
Lakshmi ji, please unmute yourself. Just stay unmuted for some time and just say quickly. Archanam,
Ritu Maharaj.
Vandanam.
Mm,
Hare Krishna, I thought it would be very quick.
Akrura.
Akrura did Vandanam when he was taking Krishna and Balaram away in Jamuna ji. Very nice Vandanam prayers. Sakyam, how do you know? Huh?
Arjun.
Arjun, Sakyam Dasyam,
Hanuman ji.
Hanuman ji, and Atmanivedanam. Everyone knows that one. Bali Maharaj. Okay, chapter 11, quickly. So now here we are looking at around 7 items. Let's look at this Dasyam. So here Dasyam refers to not Dasya Bhakti in perfection in one of those rasa. This is Dasya Sadhana Bhakti. Rupa Goswami is dividing into 2 parts, Karma Arpanam and Kainkaryam. What's the difference between Karma Arpanam and Kainkaryam? Anyone? The definition is in the word itself. Mohit Prabhuji is here. Would you like to say?
So we talk about a full surrender, like we do service in what you call fully surrender. Or we talk about that, and the other one offering, in a mode of personal attendance. Like one is das, like we give example of if you are a servant, like if you're a servant, you have to expect something in there, but das you don't expect anything in return.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's correct. Little bit more. So karma arpana means karma ka arpan. So if you look at the word, Prabhuji and everyone else, karma arpanam. So offering the fruits of your actions. Like when you go to work, you get some money, you offer something to Krishna, which is very nice. So it's not considered pure devotion from day one, to be honest. But the point is you are starting your surrender. So some surrender is there. That's why you're offering some fruits to the Lord. So this is called karma arpanam, offering one's activities to the Lord, some fruits of those activities to the Lord. But kainkaryam refers to kim karam. So what can I do? So it says from ahankar, we have to turn to kinkar. So ahankar means what can you do for me? Kinkar, what can I do for you? So we're asking Lord, we are seeking some service from the Lord. We are ready for the service. So when the service comes, we say, yes, I'm going to do it. So Kankar, serving the mood of a personal attendant. So it's quite different, but it's very sweet. Kankaryam is very sweet. So from Karmarpanam, we have to move towards Kankaryam. And as Mohit Prabhuji said, eventually we are not servants of Lord. Servant, which is an English word, which means you get some salary. We are doing service, they say. Service means you go to the work and you get some salary. But Das doesn't get anything. Gopis also say, we are Nishulka Dasika. We are not your paid servants, we are unpaid. Nishulka Dasika. And Gopi Gita they say. Nishulka means no shulka, no salary. Like a mother serving the kids. Does she get any salary? She get all the sleepless nights for so many days, but she still loves the child. She's still serving the child. So similarly, when we serve Krishna, We should not expect anything back from Krishna except mercy of the Lord. So there's a difference, Karmarpanam and Kankara, and we had some examples. Yes, Akhandosa Prabhu or Mataji, if you have something to add.
Prabhuji, so Kainkaryam, is it done at the Raganuga stage of sadhana bhakti or is it in a bhava stage?
Eventually, you will go there. But the point here it is, Mataji, we have to do our sadhana in a way that I am kinkari of Lord. So initially, your spontaneous attraction will not be there. But that's what you're trying to do. You're consciously cultivating instead of doing karmarpanam, which is again good. The starting point. Not everyone will start from Kankara. So karmarpanam, you start, you offer some fruits of your activities to the Lord, and then you develop a mood. I'm a kinkari of Lord. I'm a servant of Lord, Nishulka servant of Lord. Whatever my Lord will say, through my Guru Maharaj, through senior Vaishnavas, I will try to attempt to do it as best of my capacity. And then slowly you will develop the mood and then you will reach to Raganuga.
So even at the sadhana stage, it can be done, right?
Sadhana stage, yes.
We can develop the mood. Try to
Eventually,
develop
yes,
the mood.
Mataji, yes. We'll talk about Raganuga Bhakti probably in the next class. Yes. So the answer is yes. Okay, so the next limb was Sakyam. Now here Sakyam Rupa Goswami divides into two parts, Vishwas and Mitra. So Vishwas, the example of Draupadi was given. I'll just read, it's very nice. My dear Govinda, your promise is that your devotee can never be vanquished. But bhakta na pranashyati. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita as well, my devotee never perishes. I believe in that statement, and therefore in all kinds of tribulations, I simply remember your promise, and thus I live. So it's very beautiful statement for all of us. We should have that vishwas, faith in the Lord, that no matter what happens externally in our life, but we have full faith in our heart on Krishna, that Krishna's devotee will never get perished. Your devotional activity will never get perished. Krishna will always protect the devotee. Krishna will always do the best for that devotee. Now, externally, it may look very opposite, but Krishna is every single activity which is happening in our life, it says, is controlled by Lord Himself. So when every activity is controlled by Lord, then why worry? He says God has three properties. One, He is the knower of everything. Many times we say, maybe Lord doesn't know what I'm going through these days. Huh? Sometimes we say, no, no, God is knower of everything. And then, okay, God knows, but He cannot control. Many times we know some miserable condition of our friend. We want to remove the misery, but we don't have control over that. But Lord not only knows, He controls that as well. So He can fully control. Okay, Lord knows, Lord can fully control, but Lord may not have a good heart towards me, right? Many rich people, for example, they can be very powerful, they can know everything, they can control, but they may not want to help you, isn't it? Your very rich friend doesn't want to help you. What are you going to do? But Lord is not such a friend. He always wants to help you. And the way He helps sometimes is very bewildering, but He helps in the best possible way. It says in a chess player, in a chess game, and I'm not a good chess person, but sometimes, a person who can think of many more moves, he's considered the better chess player. If a person can think of 6, 7, 8 moves, if I'm not wrong, the best chess player of this world can think 8 to 10 moves ahead. Huh? So if I do this person will do this, and this person will do that. So 8 to 10 steps ahead they can think of, and they are the best chess players. But Lord can think of 1,000 steps ahead. It says we plan our life forward, Lord plans our life backwards. Backwards means from Golo Vrindavan backwards. So how I'm going to treat Akhand Dasa Prabhu in 2025, 25th of March 2025, that he comes back to Godhead. Now, Akhand Dasa Prabhu or myself, any one of us, we don't understand that. We are like, oh, aaj itna bura ho gaya. So much miserable condition came to me. But we don't know how Lord is making the full plan. He's thinking 1,000 life ahead of us. And then He knows what's best for this kid. So we should have that Vishwas on the Lord. Difficult, but if we can read the scriptures, this Vishwas will come about. And in any situation of life, again, we need to do what we need to do, but internally we'll be very peaceful and we can focus on our services very nicely. But externally, we need to attend to many other things. Vishwas, in the second is Mitra. It is the advanced stage when Lord is served in mood of fraternity. Okay. Atma Nivedan, we talked briefly about. Okay. Ujjwala Samataji, you have a question?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
In one
Krishna.
of the lectures, Keshav Swami said that expert chess player thinks 5 moves ahead, but Krishna thinks 1,000 moves ahead.
Yes, yes, yeah. So this is how we are. So no matter how intelligent we are, we can only think 5, 6, 8 steps ahead. But Krishna can think 1,000 lives ahead. And that's why we should have that Vishwas on the Lord. The Lord is always Suhrat, always Suhrat. He's always doing best for his devotees, although we may not understand. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, Atma Nivedan, so offering oneself to the Lord, we read about it. We know the example of Bali Maharaj as well. And then with that, we were reading number 52, item 52, which Sarvatha Sharna Pattis Tadiyanam. So Sarvatha means in all times and places, all situations, Sharna Pattis, we are a surrendered soul. Hari Bhakti Vilas Narsingh for an example we gave. I'll not read that, but just a quick difference. Anyone remembers the difference between 49 and 52, Atma Nivedan and Sharanagati? Last week we discussed about it.
Prabhu, Sharanagati has got a external cause. Sorry, Atma Nivedan has got
Yes,
external
yes.
cause, but Sharanagati is without any cause. One submits himself.
Thank you, Prabhuji, very much. So, Bali Maharaj, for example, he surrendered in a particular situation. It does not underestimate the devotion of Bali Maharaj, but in that situation, in that pastime, Bali Maharaj surrender was shown, and it is absolutely great, absolutely great. But in this situation, say Bhaktivinoda Thakur situation, he's always Sharanagati to Krishna, always. Not like 25th of March, I will do Sharanagati. 1st of March, 2nd of March, 3rd of March, 24/7, he's always Sharanagati. So this is considered more internal and much more longer. Just as a comparison, please do not underestimate the devotion of Bali Maharaj. He's an extremely advanced devotee. He's one of the Mahajan. But with different pastimes, Lord is showing different things. So from that particular pastime, his devotion came out, and he's the best example of Atma Nivedan. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written many, many bhajans where he is doing Sharanagati at every single moment. And this is what our goal is as well. Not that we serve Krishna only Sundays, only on Ekadashi, only on Janmashtami. No, we serve Krishna 24/7. 365 days in a year. So there is no holidays. You can go on holidays, but on holidays also you're serving Krishna. You're serving Krishna's family. You're doing Dham Yatra, even if you go to New Zealand, this, there. But wherever you go, your mala goes with you. Your DT many times goes with you. Offering goes with you. Everything goes with us in that sense. So we are never in a moment that we are not Sharanagati of Krishna. Again, we are in that journey. Yes, Prabhuji or Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Where does the Atma Samarpan, which category will it fit in? Is it in Sharanagati or is it in
It's
Atma
Atma
Nivedan?
Nivedan. Atma Nivedan, Prabhuji. It's the same thing.
Okay.
So Atma Nivedan, you can say, happening here all the time. There it happened once, and here it's happening all the time.
Thank you.
Now here, one nice thing I was reading last time. Atma, so Atma Nivedan. Here, Atma can be taken as bodily attachments or like bodily possessions, or as mind or as soul. So sometimes we can do some surrender from the body wise, sometimes we can do surrender ego wise, which is a higher surrender. Like giving up bodily possessions is easier than giving up ego. मतलब सर कटा सकते हैं लेकिन सर झुका सकते नहीं. We say that. So what it means that we can give up external possessions. Many times it's easier to give money to Krishna, but giving our ego is very difficult. So see, the hierarchy is increasing. So bodily attachment to the mind. That's why Atma Nivedan can also be interpreted into three parts. Bodily, giving up bodily attachments, giving up mind attachment, and then giving our soul to Krishna. So depending on the person, we can have three different meanings of Atma Nivedan as well. Okay, and the property of Lord, this is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying as in Sharanagati. This is a beautiful verse where 6 aspects of Sharanagati are there. I'll not expand on it. I'll just read the name. Anukulasya Sankalpa. So we whatever is favorable for our bhakti, we take it. Pratikulasya Varjanam. At least we start from these 2 aspects. So whatever our acharyas are telling, this is Anukul for your bhakti. We do that. We try to do that as best as possible. And whatever is Pratikul to our bhakti. Prabhupada said 16 rounds, 4 legs in the very beginning. So Pratikul and Anukul, both are given from the very starting. And then we Nakshyasati iti Vishwasa Guptate Varnam Tata Atmanikshepa Karpanya Sharvida Sharanagati. Then we move towards the upper hierarchy. There are some examples. Beautiful bhajan by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Manas deh gehe, jo kichu mora arpil tua pade nand kishore. And when I have given everything to you, mara bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tumar. So this Das, Nitya Das Pratituvadikar. So this Das does not question, why are you treating me like this? It's a very high stage, but if you meditate on it, it's beautiful. Because every single situation, Prahlad was not disturbed. He did not think, when my mother and father are feeding me nice prasadam, they are very good. Krishna is very good. But when my father is trying to torture me, trying to kill me, then Krishna, where are you? So he wasn't complaining. So in every situation, he was seeing hand of Krishna. My Guru Maharaj was asked once, have you seen Krishna? His response was, I have not seen Krishna, but I have seen hands of Krishna in my life many, many times. Such a beautiful response. I have not seen Krishna, but I have seen hand of Krishna many times in my life. Such a deep statement. So whenever, whatever happens, we are seeing in every situation hand of Krishna. Something bad has happened today, is a hand of Krishna. Something good has happened, is a hand of Krishna. So we don't get too much puffed up, we don't get too much distressed. And we remain stable, and we're trying to serve Krishna in that particular situation as best as possible. Vasudeva was doing service to Krishna in the jail. He was jailed for almost 20 years, but in the jail, he was doing service to Krishna. And Krishna was so pleased with his service, he came in the jail. He appeared in the jail. He did not ask Vasudeva, Vasudevji, you didn't come on my last Janmashtami. You didn't do any seva, you didn't do any kirtan, you didn't do any class, you didn't do deity worship. No, Vasudeva, Devaki were in jail. Krishna came there with him. Kardam Muni and Devhuti serving Krishna in jungle. Kapil Muni appeared in their house. So when we have, as Radhanath Maharaj usually say, is our service attitude which pleases Krishna. Is our service attitude, and this is what we are trying to work on. We're just trying to make a favorable service attitude for our services, which will please the Lord, which will please Guru Maharaj and Vaishnavas. Those beautiful things. So Nitya Das Pradithu Adhikar. So no complaints, no complaints. One speaker was telling, if you're complaining, that means you don't have faith as yet. If you have Vishwas, there's no Shanka, there's no doubt. If you have Vishwas, trust on your family member, for example, then do you do any Shanka, any doubt? He's coming 10 p.m. in the night, you don't know, Arey, kahan chala gaya tha? There must be something wrong. You're coming so late. How can I help you? You must be very hungry. Please have a seat. So we treat him like that, him or her. But when you have doubt, then you complain. 10 baje raat ko aa rahe ho. You're coming 10 p.m. in the night. We start complaints from the door itself, not even realizing what this person must have gone through outside the house. Very insensitive dealings, actually. So a Vaishnava is always very, very sensitive. And sometimes people take benefit of that as well. But yeah, inside our heart, we should be very simple, trustworthy, give others benefit of doubt. Unless they're hurting, your family or Krishna or attacking Guru or Vaishnava. But yeah, a bhakta is simple, a simple hearted. He's not doubting. He doesn't have any kapat in his mind. So no doubting on Krishna, no doubting on Krishna. That means no complaints. And if you're doing complaints, that means you have doubt in Krishna's character, Krishna's love. So please don't doubt the love of Krishna. He loves us the most. So whatever situations, no complaints. Internally, at least, I mean. Okay, Nish Priyo Upaharanam. So some upahar which is very priya to us, we give it to Krishna, or which is very priya to Krishna. So suppose I keep giving the example, but that's the only thing comes to mind. I don't like karela ka sabji, but someone told me Krishna likes karela ka sabji. So if I make karela ka sabji, it is actually niche priyo paranam because I'm giving offering something to Krishna which Krishna likes. I may not like it. Or I love money, for example. I give my money to Krishna. Although I love it, I don't want to give it. But I give it to Krishna likes it because Krishna's money. Huh? Krishna. So anything which Krishna likes or anything I like, that exchange. Because with this exchange, even the material world, our relationship deepens, isn't it? You go to someone's house and his kid loves, I don't know, angur, grapes. And you take the grapes and the kid will be happy, father, mother will be happy, and your relationship deepens, isn't it? आपके बच्चे को अंगूर बहुत अच्छा लगता है हम अंगूर लेके आए similarly if they do this thing to you your relationship deepens so similarly our relationship with Krishna deepens and that's the whole idea of bhakti our relationship with Krishna should deepen no? We should have heart to heart relationship not externals what are you going to give it to me Krishna I've done so much tapasya for you one person in the temple I was talking with, it was Ekadashi, and he was eating Mahaprasad, which was non-Ekadashi. I said, Prabhuji, it's Ekadashi. He said, I have done Ekadashi for, I don't know, 15 years or something. If he wants to give me, he will give me something, he said. I'm fine. So he kept eating. That's fine. That's his Shraddha. But our Shraddha is, our Acharyas have told we cannot break Ekadashi. So let's follow it. Okay, next item 51. Tad arthe akhila chestitam. Tad arthe is for Krishna's pleasure. Akhila chesta. Akhila chesta means full endeavor. Whatever skills Krishna has given us, we try to do full endeavor for Krishna's pleasure. Okay. Sevanam tadiyas tulsi. So we read few pastimes of Tulsi last time. Will not read all that. Very, very auspicious. Please, if you don't have a Tulsi plant in your house, try to arrange one. It's very, very auspicious. Any service to Tulsi is very, very auspicious. Okay, chapter 12. So now there are around 6 items in this chapter, chapter 12. Studying the scriptures, living in Mathura, serving devotees, Yatha Vaibhav Samagri Sadgostivir Mahotsava, holding festivals according to one's means, with the devotees, Urjadaro, observing Kartik Mas, Visheshir Yatra Janma Dina Dishu, observing Janmashtami and other special occasions. We'll not read all of them. Number 34 and 35 we will cover in the next chapter, so I'll not repeat that here. Serving the devotees is very, very nice. It says, Lord gets more pleased when we serve his devotees rather than you serving him directly. It doesn't mean you don't serve the Lord, but you should definitely make an attempt to serve his devotees. It's very, very pleasing to the Lord. Prabhupada said, if you go to a businessman and you want to please him, he said, please his dog. If the dog is pleased, the owner is pleased. So Vaishnava is the dog of Krishna. He's very, very dear to Krishna. So if you serve that Vaishnava, Krishna is immediately pleased. It says, even when you glorify Lord, he's not so pleased when you glorify his devotees in front of Lord. Suppose you are doing Prabhupada Katha in the Radha Gopinath temple, he becomes very, very pleased. Or anywhere, it doesn't matter, temple or anywhere. Lord loves to hear the glories of his own devotees. Don't you like to hear glories of your own children? Some Prabhuji, Mataji comes and says, Prabhuji, your child is so nice. Huh? He's so well behaved. He's so humble. He does so many nice prayers and he always deals with others sensitively. You like to hear that. And then they say, आपने कितना अच्छा train किया है. How good you have trained. And then we say, no, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया है. I didn't do anything. But you feel good when someone glorifies. So Vaishnava is a child, very dear child of God. So when you glorify that Vaishnava, Krishna is very, very pleased. So rendering service to devotee is the best way to achieve success in devotional life. And they say, similarly, when Krishna gets highly pleased when you please his devotee, and similarly, if you offend the devotee, Krishna gets very upset. And someone was giving Amrish Maharaj example. So Amrish is very, very dear to Lord, and because there was a disturbed Amrish, Lord himself was disturbed. So much so, the first time in history, someone who came in and did surrender to Krishna, he did not accept. Says Lord cannot reject anyone. But that day Durvasa Muni came, Trahimam, Trahimam, Trahimam. Lord said, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I can't help you. So we have to be very, very careful with devotees. Yeah, if you cannot serve, at least do not displease them, because if you displease them, Lord will not be very pleased on us. So it will be dangerous for our own devotion life. So try, yes, always positively serving devotees. Okay, Padma Puran is a very, very famous verse. Aradhana nam sarvesham, Vishnu aradhanam param. Tasmat partaram devi tadiyam samashram. So Lord Shiva is speaking with Parvati. Aradhana nam sarvesham. So of all the aradhanas, of all the puja worship, Vishnu aradhana param. So the best worship is of doing worship to Lord Vishnu. But even higher than that, Tasmat partaram. Partaram is higher. Nattah partaram nanyat kinchidasya dhanjaya. Sorry, mattah partaram nanyat kinchidasya dhanjaya. 7.7 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, no one is higher than me. So it says Tasmat, of Lord Vishnu's worship, higher, partaram Devi, Sati, Tadiyam Samarchanam. So Tadiyam is one which belongs to Krishna. Now here Tadiya can have multiple meanings. A paraphernalia can also be Tadiya. Here the primary meaning is devotees of the Lord. Samarchanam. So when we worship the devotees of the Lord, worship does not mean just arti tray worship. Worship means pleasing. Then, pleasing means, Prabhupada said once, your love will be shown for me how much you cooperate, how much you follow, basically. So a guru is pleased not with the clapping of you. At the end of the class, you clap. Guru Maharaj, fantastic class. But you don't follow the instruction of Guru Maharaj. Will Guru Maharaj be pleased? You're clapping. Guru Maharaj, what a class, what a class. But you don't follow the instruction of Guru. Guru will not be pleased. So Guru is not impressed just with your claps or with your clothes or with you being around when Guru is there in the temple for next 3 days or something. Guru understands everything. So the best thing to please Guru Maharaj is follow his instruction all the time. All the time. Then Guru is very, very pleased. Even if you don't see him physically, he is there with you all the time. And when you do that, Guru is extremely pleased. So Tadiyam Samarchana, very nice example. Adi Puran, yeah, this is very nice as well. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Ye me bhakta jana partha, name bhaktas chate jana, mad bhakta nam chaye bhaktas, te me bhakta tamamata. So one who says, they are my devotees, actually they are not my devotees, but who says, they are devotees of my devotees, they are very, 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 very dear to me. So if we become devotee of Prabhupada, for example, Krishna will be very pleased, very pleased. And how Prabhupada will be pleased? When we become devotee of Lord. So this is such a nice relationship. A devotee never, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never liked to hear himself, someone else saying him as God. Rai Ramanand said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, your Lord. And he closes his ear. Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. I am not Lord. So Lord himself doesn't like. So how his devotee will like? Someone said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you are God. Prabhupada said, get out. Get out. No, 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 Prabhupada, I'm sorry. No, no, no. You get out because you have this misconception. Now go and open 6 temples, then only you can come back. For 2 years, this devotee was opening 6 temples, making devotees, and Prabhupada said, very nice. So the point here is, when we say you become devotee of Lord, that does not mean that devotee becomes the Lord. It never happens like that. Devotee always understands his situation. Hanumanji is never pleased when you call Hanumanji as Bhagwan. Hanumanji is pleased when you call Ram as Bhagwan and Hanumanji as a servant of Lord. Hanumanji is very, very pleased with that. He's a very big servant, very, very big servant, but so humble servant. So we should never think, sometimes they misinterpret. So devotee never becomes the Lord. Someone came to Prabhupada, can you make him God? Can you make myself God? Prabhupada said, no, I can't make you God, but I can make you higher than God. You can make me higher than God? Yes. Devotee of Lord is higher than God. So it's a very, very highly elevated situation. This dasata is the best dasata. This servitorship is the best servitorship. This is not this world relationship of a boss of an employee because they are exploiting each other or cheating each other. But Lord is such a employer, such a boss. We would love to serve that Lord because Lord serves his devotees serving Lord. It's a very loving relationship. 3.7.19, service to devotees. This is third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Service to devotees vanquishes material attachments and fosters deep devotional love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Skand Puran and SB 1 1933, similar message. Just by seeing a devotee, visiting him, touching his lotus feet, etc., one becomes purified along with one's family. What to speak of serving him? And we see this nice picture of Krishna himself serving Sudama. When Kevat was serving Lord, he mentions that when he washed the feet of Lord Ram, he said, "Today I have liberated all my ancestors." He washed the feet of Lord Ram, he drank the water, he sprinkled the water on his whole family, and he says, "Today I have liberated all my ancestors." Just by doing one act of washing the lotus feet of Lord. So imagine the pujari in the temple or even at home, they're doing archan of the Lord, deity worship, blessing, and all those things. They are so nice. They are so nice. Very, very pleasing to Lord. So by these acts of serving Lord Vishnu or Krishna, you do the best service to your family, to your ancestors, to your upcoming generations as well. This is the best service. That bhajan of Narottam Das Thakur, Gangara Parasha Hoile Pashate Pavan. When you do a splash of Ganga, when you touch the Ganga, your pap goes away, your sinful reactions goes away. Darshane pavitra koro ei tomar gun. But a Vaishnav, just by doing darshan, just by looking at Prabhupada, all the sinful, not only reactions, even the root of the sinful reaction goes away. Just by looking at Prabhupada, sannyasis, Vaishnavas, it is so nice. You go to Miller Street, for example, or Falcon Street on that area, you will see, dhoti, tilak, sari. You just get remembrance of Krishna just by being outside the building. What to speak of when you are inside the building? Some devotee children are playing in the park. Just by, seeing them, even seeing those devotee kids, you get remembrance of the Lord. They're so auspicious. So you just see the tilak sometimes, just see the dhoti sometimes, kurta sometimes. They're all reminding us of the Lord. They are very, very auspicious. Darshan pavitra karo, just by the darshan of a Vaishnava. That's why we say, it's one of the aparadh is when you see a Vaishnava, you should always become pleased. If you don't become pleased by seeing a Vaishnava, it's one of the aparadh. There are 12 aparadh which you can do towards a Vaishnava. One of the aparadh is you don't become happy by seeing a Vaishnava. So when you see a Vaishnava, you should thank that Vaishnava and thank to Lord. Thank for arranging this darshan of this Vaishnava, because he is a walking temple. He's carrying Lord Vishnu in his heart or her heart. That body, that Vaishnava's body is so auspicious. And then he gives blessings. That is so nice. So seek blessings when you see a Vaishnava. And there can be multiple ways of seeking the blessings. Sometimes directly you can seek the blessings, or you can also serve that Vaishnava. And through the service, you'll get the prayers of that Vaishnava. So, yeah, my humble request to all of you, you all please bless me. My humble service. I know so many mistakes are there. Very conditioned, very much struggling, but yeah, my little service to all of you. Please bless me so I can get some nice feelings for the Lord. I know many of you very, very elevated sitting here listening me with no qualification. So thank you. Okay, Urjadaro means Urja Vrat. Prabhupada called Kartik Vrat as Urja Vrat. Once Prabhupada disciple, I forgot the name. He asked Prabhupada, how to follow Kartik. So Prabhupada says 24/7 chant Hare Krishna. 24/7. Prabhupada said that. And then Prabhupada smiled back. You can't do that? Chant as much as possible. As much as possible. So again, that's one activity in Kartik. There's so many activities. Will not read Karthik. Can be few classes, not enough for it. But Urjadura is one of the very important limbs. So you please follow Karthik Vrata. I'm sure you're all doing it. I can see many Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis here. They eat one time a day. Only Ekadashi doing 30 days, 31 days, every day Manglarti, chanting extra rounds. It's really so auspicious, so auspicious. We don't know actually many times how much service we are, how much pleasure we are giving to Lord through those activities, which may seem very difficult at this point in time in our life. but we actually don't know. We don't know how much pleasure we are giving to Prabhupada and to Krishna by those activities. So with that faith, we should just follow those activities, because this little attempt is giving some pleasure to the Lord. So with that feeling, we should do that, and it will bring supreme auspiciousness in our life. Okay, chapter 13. Now, this is the last 5 items. We have done 39 items, which is the additional items, or we can say 59 items we have already done. Now, the last 5 items, and Prabhupada separately put it in a chapter, and it's known as 5 potent forms of devotional service. So this is very, very important. And it says, even if you do a little bit of any one of them, your devotional life can go forward in a very fast track. So let's see what those 5 items are. So this is what we are reading from 40 to 44. I'll just read in Sanskrit and then we'll discuss every single one separately. Shraddha Visheshatah Priti Shri Murtir Angrini Sevane. So Shraddha refers to faith. Visheshatah Priti. Visheshatah Priti means Vishesh Prem. So with Shraddha and Prem. So Shraddha means this is Lord, this is not a statue or something. Shraddha in the service, Shraddha in the words of our Guru Maharaj, for example, in this case can be Prabhupada. We have Shraddha in the words of those Vaishnavas. Preeti towards the Lord. Lord is so kind, Lord loves us so much. His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj said once in a class, we may love Lord, and many of us love Lord, but we don't know how much love Lord has in his heart for us. So we have some love for Lord, obviously, that's why we are sitting here, but we don't know how much love he has in his heart for us. A kid may love his papa or mama, but how much love mother has or a father has in their heart for the kid, actually they cannot comprehend. They measure the love with a toy, for example. Papa got a new car. Papa, thank you so much, and I love you and you love me, and all those things, right? Because they got a sweet or something like that which they like. Papa got it, they love Papa. After a while, Papa will say, Beta, you cannot go out for play, tomorrow is your exam. Papa, you don't love me. So their thinking of love is very, very, but they don't know how much love Papa has or a mother has in their heart for the kid. So similarly, Maharaj said, we don't know how much love Krishna has in his heart for you. The day you even have a glimpse of that, you will not be remaining away from Krishna. You will have no other choice except to love Krishna. So it's a very deep statement, actually, very deep. You don't know how much Lord loves us. So this is why we're reading scriptures and how much interaction Lord has done with different devotees. And when we read that, oh, really, Lord does this for this devotee? For Haridas Thakur, he was personally standing and taking all the whips in his bag. They said when Haridas Thakur was getting whipped in the marketplaces, 22 marketplaces, Lord Chaitanya was present on the back of Haridas Thakur. And it was not the Haridas Thakur who was getting whipped, it was Lord Chaitanya who was getting whipped. So you know that because Haridas Thakur went to see the Lord after this whole instance, and he saw big marks or whips on the back of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said, my dear Lord, what is this? And he said, I was taking those whips. Because no person, no human can take those many whips. No one can take it. You'll just die. And he was beaten in 22 marketplaces. Still nothing happened to Haridas Thakur. He still swam later on from the Ganga. He went to Mahaprabhu. He just walked as if nothing has happened. Prahlad, when he was thrown from the cliff, he just walked. Nothing happened. Thrown to the feet of elephants. Nothing happened. So Lord personally protects these devotees. So when you know this, wow, same Lord is there with me. He also loves me. So the preeti automatically comes. What is that 10.10? Anyone remembers? 10.10, Bhakti Shastris. Mohit Prabhu speaking something.
I think it's 10 point Machita Matkapa.
आगे प्रिया माता भजताम प्रीति पूर्वकम आ गया तेषाम तेषाम
तेषां शत्रुयुक्तानां भजतं
थैंक यू प्रभु जी भज विनय प्रभु की जय so bhajatam preeti purvak, not only bhajatam, many people in India or other places, they do the worship, do with preeti. So Shraddha and Preeti. Shraddha, Preeti. Shri Murtere Angrani Seva. So to serve the Lord Shri Murti with Shraddha and Preeti, it will have a great impact. Srimad Bhagavad Arthanam Aswado. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Amar Puranam, the topmost Purana. What we should do, not just read, we should definitely read. Arthanam Aswado. Relish karna hai. Aswado. Such a beautiful literature. We should do Aswadan. Read about. Now the third one. Rasikai hai sah sajatiya shaye isnigde sadho sang swato bare. So Rasike means devotee who are Rasika, very, very pure devotee. Sah sajati, who are like-minded. And brackets, right-minded as well. So not only like-minded, the devotee has to be right-minded as well. Sometimes like-minded can be dangerous as well. Sajati, Ashaya Isnigdha, very, very loving devotees, not very hard devotees, harsh devotees. Sometimes we see these qualities in others, but we may also carry those qualities. So Isnigdha means chikna, mulayam, was soft, very nice, soft devotees. So they are Sajatiya, they are soft. And Keshav Maharaj, as Akhand Rasa Prabhu keep mentioning, Keshav Maharaj gives the third quality, Ashraya. So Sajatiya, Snigdha and Ashraya. So one who is like-minded, bracket right-minded as well, who loves you. Snigdha, he has loving propensity towards you, and Ashraya, he is able to give you Ashraya in scriptures. That devotee we should seek the association of. Okay. Nam Sankirtan, we know that one. We'll talk about it. Shri Mathura Mandale Sthiti. So Mathura Mandal mein Nivas. So as much as possible, you should reside in Mathura Mandal. So let's look at each one of it. Okay, very quickly, Prabhupada has given some nice points. So worshipping the deity, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, associating with devotees residing in Mathura, even a slight performance awakens love for Krishna. This says very clearly, and we should have Shraddha here, even a slight performance of this. So even if you visit Mathura or Vrindavan or Mayapur, Jagannath Puri like that, with Shraddha, with faith and with love, you will get the benefit. There is no doubt in that. No doubt in that. Chanting Hare Krishna mantra without aparadh will definitely give benefit to the person who is chanting, associating with devotees. How someone was saying, if I'm not wrong, Bhurijan Prabhu was saying, devotees are contagious. They are very contagious. If you come in touch with them, they will definitely infect you. Isn't it? They're not going to leave you. They're infectious. Anyone comes in their radar, he never goes back with the same as he came in. So devotees are very, very contagious. So we have to be very careful in associating with devotees. Obviously, he's glorifying devotees. They're very kind-hearted. They give the best. Someone was saying, I think Radha Govind Maharaj was telling, Parasmadi. Parasmadi says can take a iron and convert that iron into gold. That's a tendency of Parasmadi, and how valuable that Parasmadi is. Very, very valuable. But Parasmadi cannot touch iron and convert into Parasmadi. Can you do that? No. It can only convert to a loha, to a sona, to a gold. But he said Vaishnav is higher than Parasmadi, because when they touch you, they will make you a Vaishnav. So Parasmadi is considered very, very valuable in this material world, but Vaishnavas are much, much higher than Parasmadi, because when they touch a person, it says Guru never makes disciples. A Guru makes Guru. Prabhupada made Gurus. The disciples is all right, but he made Guru. Prabhupada made Gurus. We can see live. And Prabhupada said, I have 5,000 disciples, you make 10,000 disciples. And his disciples are making 50,000 disciples. Because that Parasmadi, they touch the person and then they give Krishna. Krishna से तुम्हारा कृष्णा देते पारो तुम्हारा शक्ति अच्छे वैष्णव का शक्ति बहुत है is so powerful तुम्हारा शक्ति अच्छे धाई तवा पाछे पाछे and I am running तवा पाछे पाछे मैं आपके पीछे दौड़ रहा हूँ. So वैष्णव की धोती पकड़ लो. Just get hold of the dhoti of a Vaishnava. Just go after that Vaishnava. And that Vaishnava can give you Krishna. Tomara Shakati Ache. So we should never underestimate Vaishnavas. Okay, great potency. Prabhupada says these practices are so potent that even a small attachment for any one of these 5 items can arouse devotional ecstasy even in a neophyte. even, I'm sorry, Acharya Prabhu, you had your hand up. I just realized.
Yes, Prabhuji, couple of question now. Is that
Couple.
residing in Mathura, you actually missed it. Like,
Yes.
obviously, we are not in Mathura, but
Yes.
I've seen lectures.
I'll talk about it, Prabhuji. So I've just mentioned the name. We'll talk about each one of them now.
And Prabhuji, as you're going through, there are so many beautiful Sanskrit words coming, which is not referred in this book
Yes.
also. So how important it is to
See, I relish these words, to be honest.
yeah, they are very beautiful.
They're
Yeah.
beautiful. So just by reading this, you get a ecstasy, right? Shraddha Visheshataha Preeti Shri Murte Andrani Sevane. Huh? Just reading is, and it's so much close to Hindi. Anyone can read and understand. You don't need to know Sanskrit. Huh? Even reading and understanding is so easy. But Prabhupada, for all the good reasons, he didn't have time to do word-to-word translation. Although he would love to done it. So he have done this Krishna book or NOD, for example, a summary study. So he has given everything, but it would be really nice if the synonyms of each word was given by Prabhupada and, purports of each verse. But our, yeah, these books are available, so we can do that. So I've done this simple exercise. You can take a screenshot or whatever you like. These verses are available on internet. Obviously, I have not written them. I've copied them. Yeah. But yeah, please read. Reading Sanskrit also is very beautiful. Okay, Prabhu, you had another point.
Just just a very small realization. Last week,
Sure.
one
Yes.
person actually in the office, we talk about Krishna and all,
Yeah.
and just last week he came to me and he said, "I drink, and every time I touch drink, it reminds about you." So I don't know, in a good way he said, but he don't like drinking now. So that
It happens. It happens. Sometimes you tell some person like don't eat meat or drinking. They remember you. They don't remember Krishna because this person was saying, and they become honest with you. Prabhu, last night, I actually I had a same. Another person was telling me something like that. Last night, this and that happened, and Hemanga Prabhu was remembering you. I said, okay, at least you remembered me. The next point should be stop that activity. Anyway, slowly it will happen. Okay. Um, okay, so Prabhupada writing two main words here, devotional ecstasy, even in a neophyte. Huh? So if we consider ourselves neophyte, which I definitely am, if you follow these items in even a small quantity, it will give a great spiritual benefit. So Prabhupada sort of explained, devotional ecstasy refers to Bhava Bhakti. Now imagine a neophyte having Bhava Bhakti. And who's a neophyte in this context referred to one with weak attachments. So attachments are there, definitely. We cannot say we don't have attachments to our material things, but attachments are weak. Thus, even a neophyte devotee with a weak attachment to Krishna can quickly achieve Bhava Bhakti by practicing any one of these five most potent items. So we have a great hope. Many of us, many of you are already there. But if you're not there, these five items give us a great hope. So we make a note of it, stick it on your wall, somehow or other, make arrangements. How can I perform these items more often, with more intensity, with more love, with more Shraddha? Because these statements are Shastra. This is a whole chapter Prabhupada has given. These are glorified in so many other places as well. Now, this is by Bhurijan Prabhu. Bhurijan Prabhu says, about this point of Prabhupada. Daily temple program, 6 hours of Panchang Bhakti we are doing. So Prabhu is saying 4.5 hours morning program, 1.5 hours evening program. We are doing 48 limbs of devotional service in one day. One day, huh? So Prabhupada introduced this morning program. If we attend even one day, for example, on Janmashtami, Ramnavami, Ekadashi, full morning program, we get so much mercy of the Lord. Huh? So Prabhu is writing all these things which we devotees do on a regular basis, and that's why you go and see temple brahmacharis. Huh? They look so shant and sweet, huh? Because they're on a different mindset. Their frequency, their energy level is so much, and it's obviously available to every single one of us. And that's why even if you can't do 7 days, some days you should try to go to temple and attend the whole morning program, once in a week, once in a fortnight, once in a month, but you must go and present yourself in front of Lord. It should not be like I'm doing my mala, I'm doing my home worship. Yes, that's nice. Make a point once in a fortnight, you will go and attend morning program. In a Sunday, Saturday, whatever works for you. But as you go to work 5 days a week, you should also try to go to Gopinath Darshan once in a week, full on. 16 rounds in the temple, attend full morning program, and then you feel the energy. You may be tired, but you feel the energy. Looking Mridula, Radha, Mataji, Pudarik Prabhu, they do this every single day. So you can see their energy levels. And there are many others also. Very nice. Okay, Prabhupada, that is wanted. If we keep our temple program nicely and we follow the rules and regulations, then we are triumph. Triumph means victory. There's no doubt that is our main strength. And as Prabhupada said, purity is the force. And with that purity, we can touch so many hearts. Okay, this also mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is CC Madhya 22, 128. Similar words, Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravan, Mathura Vas Shri Murtir Shraddhaya Sevana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also telling about these 5 Panch Mahasadhan. They are called Panch Mahasadhan. Mahasadhan means they're not like one of the sadhans, they are Mahasadhan. Like people Raksh Puja you may do or we may not do, but this 5 you must do. 129, this is very beautiful. I love this verse. Sakala sadhan shrestha ei panchanga. Sakal means all the sadhans which have been explained just now. Sadhan shrestha, the best ones are ei panchanga. So out of all the 64 names which we have just read, panchanga are the shrestha. Krishna prema janmajay ei panchera alpasanga. Even if you do alpasanga of these 5 items, Krishna prema will arouse in your heart. Sooner or later, it will happen. It will happen. So these 5 sadhan you must perform. I'll read again. Sadhu san. So please try to associate with Vaishnavas as much as possible. Nam Kirtan. Nam Kirtan you can do anywhere in your house, in your road, in your garden, park, anywhere you can do. Do as much as possible. 16 is the minimum, not the max. Especially on the festival days, you must try to do extra rounds. Must try to do. Make some arrangements, get up 1 hour, 2 hour early, make some arrangements where you can push other tasks for the other days. But festival days, tomorrow is Ekadashi, for example, try, get up early, 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever is possible. And then you can take a little nap before going to work. The point is, Ekadashi Seva is so nice, so nice. Try. Bhagavad Shravan, again, YouTube, Jindabad. All these internet are so nice these days. Mathura Vas, Acharya Prabhu was talking, I'll just say quickly. Mathura Vas here means, it has many meanings, but Mathura Vas obviously is a physical land called Vrindavan, Mathura Kshetra, where you can go, Mayapur, you can go and reside there. But if you cannot go, Prabhupada said, why 5 temples in Mumbai? Why not 5,000 temples? Every house should be Mathura and Vrindavan. So that's one meaning. Third meaning, Jiva Goswami tells, Mathura or Vrindavan is not a physical place, it's a state of consciousness. So who's a Brajavasi? Says who never forgets Krishna, he's a Brajavasi. So if we are able to remember Krishna constantly, no matter where you are standing in Sydney, for example, in Glenfield or in North Sydney, here and there, you are a Brajavasi, you're residing in Mathura. And you may be in the temple and thinking some rubbish things in your mind, and you're not in the temple. It says you live where your mind lives. So sometimes, the example given in Shastra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also recites this example. They say a wife has a lover other than the husband, obviously, and she's thinking about the lover while doing the work. He gives this example. So she's doing all the household work very, very nicely, but she's thinking about the lover. So he gives this example to Rupa and Sanatan. He said, you keep serving Nawabos and Shah, but keep remembering Krishna. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmarita. So do your yuddha. Whatever yuddha is, your IT job, finance job, ghar ka job, bachon ka job, but mam anusmarita. You keep remembering me, and that will make it very auspicious. That's Mathura Shri Murtir Shraddhaya Sevana, Murti Seva, deity worship with Shraddha and Priti. Okay. Now we start. I'm just discussing. Now they are very, very big items. We just don't have that much time in NOD classes. Each item is worth discussing for 3-4 hours at least. But we'll just discuss very quickly what Prabhupada has given. So the first item was deity worship. So having faith and great affection for serving the deity. So Prabhupada writes, If someone becomes attached to Sri Murti or deity of Krishna, Radha Gopinath Ji, by worshipping at home, then he will forget his relationship of so-called friendship, love, and society. Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj was mentioned in one of the classes. Um, if you like to dress yourself very, very nicely, and that's okay, and you want to get rid of that habit because you are very body conscious, you should start serving the deities. So if you decorate your deities very nicely, you'll forget decorating your own body. If you offer your deities very nice bhoga, nice pizza, pasta, dokla, khandvi, whatever, offer to the deities, then you will come out of this eating all these, junk foods, spicy foods, eating here and there and all those things. So serve the deities, whatever you will serve the deities, that attachment will go, that material attachment will go away. And the attachment towards the deity will increase. Our sambandha with deities will increase. That's why we have SAP. Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojan. So SAP. Sambandha deities are, who are the Sambandha deities? Anyone remembers? SAP. S deities are, Sambandha deities are
Radha Madan Mohan.
Radha Madan Mohan.
Madan Mohan, because we love Madan, Cupid of this material world. Madan Mohan. So when we serve Madan Mohan ji, our attachments, material attachments goes away. A Abhidaya deity,
Radha
Radha
Govind.
Govind ji.
Govind ji. So Manmohan Prabhu sitting in Govind ji's house. Please pray for us, Prabhu. Abhidaya is very, very difficult. So if you serve Govind ji, for example, if you look at him just by darshan, you get this strong spiritual strength in your heart. So if you are weak in your spiritual life, pray to Govind ji. Go to Jaipur, for example, if you can. And Manmohan Prabhu house is there, so no problem. And serve Manmohan Prabhu, not get service from Manmohan Prabhu, serve Manmohan Prabhu and his family, and serve Govindji. The point is Govindji, pray to Govindji. And the third one, Abhidaya, Prayojan deities. Who are Prayojan deities?
Radha Gopinath.
Hari Bol. Come to 180 Falcon Street. Uh, all your Abhidaya will become Purna, will become complete, will become manifest in our life. It says by seeing Krishna, whatever two things happen. This is what Gauranga Darshan Prabhu said very nicely. He said, uh, in our heart, we get spiritual desires. By seeing Gopinath or any deity of Krishna, we get spiritual desires. And by seeing Gopinath, he maintains those spiritual desires. And by seeing Gopinath, he fulfills those spiritual desires. Huh? So he creates a spiritual desire, he maintains his spiritual desires, and he fulfills those spiritual desires. So that's why darshan of Lord Gopinath is very, very important. Very, very important. Because these three things happen. Otherwise, we have material desires, lot of material desires. We maintain our material desires and we try to fulfill and we become frustrated. So rather having material desires by having darshan of Krishna, or by thinking about Krishna constantly, by serving Krishna constantly, you get spiritual desires, you'll be able to maintain it, you'll not forget it. Oh, Vrindavan jana hai. And you'll be able to fulfill by Gopinath's mercy. So these three things are very, very powerful when we take darshan of the deities. Okay, thus it is the duty of every householder to install deities of the Lord at home and to begin the process of worshipping along with all of his family members. The family which prays together stays together. Pray together if possible. This will save everyone from such unwanted activities as going to going to clubs, cinemas, and dancing parties. Such a practical thing Prabhupada is writing. And smoking and drinking, etc. So if you want to get rid of all these bad habits, what you should do, have deities. Have deities. All such nonsense will be forgotten if one stresses the worship of deities at home. Imagine the deity worship is so important. All the young boys and girls, even and other people, are going so much here and there. All these temples in India saved Indians or that culture so much from the Pap. Gauranga Prabhu was telling one in a class, I can't remember exact number. US population is like 1/3 of Indian population. Sorry, 1/5 of Indian population. I think it's 30 crore or something, the whole US. And they have one jail with every 5 person. So they have one jail or something like that, huh? They have, I don't know, 50,000 jails or something. Now, Indian population is 5 times in US. So we should have, Prabhu was saying, 750,000 jails in India. But you know how many jails we have? Only 150,000 jails. because the karma philosophy, even today, amongst Indian is so strong. They know if I do a bad karma towards someone, the bad reaction will come to me. So this culture has saved us so much. It says the stress in people, if you forget the last 30, 40 years, was there were no psychiatrists in India. There's so many psychiatrists in foreign countries. Why? Because they don't have these things. If you go and take darshan of Govind Dev in the morning, which say Jaipur Nivasis all do in the morning, everyone go and take darshan of Govind Dev. Then they have no stress or less stress at least. Nowadays, because people are not worshipping the deities, they're having all these anxieties and stresses and so much distractions in their lives. So deity worship is so important. My Guru Maharaj stressed on deity worship a lot. He said, even if you do a simple deity worship, you must do, and have relationship with the temple deities. You visit temple deities, you give some donation to them, you serve them in some way or other. You must serve temple deities, whichever city you are from. But very, very important, whether it's Radha Gopinath or Radha Shyam Sundar in Adelaide or Govindji in Jaipur. Have relationship with the temple deities. By chanting the holy name, one becomes engaged in devotional service and develops a desire to serve the deity. By doing so, one forgets his material life and becomes transcendently situated in devotional service. Rupa Goswami, my dear friend, if you still have any desire to enjoy the company of your friends within this material world, then don't look upon the form of Krishna. Because if you look at form of Krishna, you will forget your friends. Who is standing on the bank of Keshi Ghat? He is known as Govindji, and his eyes are very enchanting. He is playing upon his flute, and on his head there is a peacock feather, and his whole body is illuminated by moonlight in the sky. It's a very beautiful glorification of Krishna. Is a glorification by negation. Chora Dviganyam Purusham Namami. Bilomangal Thakur does that. So you are a chore, Krishna. Gopi say, you are a black thief. You are a debauchee. So all these gali negation actually is a glorification of Krishna. Very beautiful. Okay, second. भागवत अर्था नाम आस्वादो रसिकई हसहा. So रसिक devotees के साथ बैठ के So you would have seen, if you give classes, if you go to a new house where people don't know much about the philosophy, you don't relish so much. But when you sit with devotees, then where 2 hours, 3 hours goes, you don't realize. Because they are sajati, they understand what you're trying to say. They have this rasa for Srimad Bhagavatam or for the Lord. So relishing Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees, it's beautiful. Suppose Parikshit Maharaj would have said to Shukdev Goswami, बहुत हो गई कथा बंद करो नींद आ रही है. I'm very hungry, I'm very sleepy, बंद करो कथा. What Shukdev Goswami is going to do? Shukdev Goswami, if you know in 10th canto, everyone knows. He even says that, Maharaj, you must be hungry. You haven't taken any water or food. You haven't slept. And Parikshit said, no, I'm not hungry at all. I'm not feeling thirsty. I'm not feeling sleepy. Please continue. Imagine if someone tells you like that. Mridula Radha Mataji, what happens to your emotion as a teacher? Tell more. And if someone is looking at watch in the class, how would you feel? Constantly looking at the watch. You understand. कह रहा बंद करो. बहुत हो गया. So, but the emotions of audience, the speaker gets encouraged or discouraged. It happens. I remember one time Lal Govind Prabhu was saying, again, he is very humorous, so he's saying in humor, he was looking at the camera, I was not. So he was just telling, तुम सब मुंह चढ़ा के क्यों बैठे हो? This on your face, it looks like 6:30. You're not happy. He said, इतनी देर से देख रहा हूँ. And कह रहा मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस डाउन हो रहा है तुमको देख के. So when the audience are not enthusiastic, the speaker does not get that strength. So it's sajati, a sangha is very, very important. So whom you are associating with. So many times people say, I'm not getting taste in Bhagavatam. Maybe you're not associating with Bhagavats. If you associate with Bhagavats, taste in Bhagavatam has to come. It has to come. We cannot avoid it. You cannot avoid it. One time Jayapataka Maharaj was asked, one man asked Maharaj, how can we get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? And you know what Jayapataka Maharaj said? He said, how can you not get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? Such a beautiful answer Maharaj gave. How can you escape from the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? You just have to, put your jolly He is ready to give to anyone and everyone. Patra, patra, na dekhi vichar. He does not see who's eligible, not. Maharaj said, how can he escape? How can he escape? So similarly, how can he escape from the taste of Srimad Bhagavatam? You're just not hearing it from Bhagavats. You're not hearing from Bhagavats. You have not opened the book as yet. If you open, hear from Bhagavats, taste must come in Srimad Bhagavatam. It has to happen. It is so sweet. It is so sweet. Some devotees can read for 10 hours without break, without eating. Today I'm talking in this world, right now. So they have so much taste for 10 hours they can read Bhagavatam and they will not come out of their room. That is amazing. Why we don't have that taste? Because Sajatiya may be missing. One of the things. Okay. Okay. Prabhupada is saying, position of Srimad Bhagavatam, the ripened fruit of the tree, the desired tree of Vedic wisdom. Methods of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, you must hear from self-realized soul. Prabhupada said you must hear from devotee. If you hear from non-devotee, he may look very fancy, he may attract many, many followers, but the change of heart will not happen. It will only happen when you hear from devotee. Sometimes some people organize Bhagavatam Katha, you'll see 10,000 people sitting there. Not necessarily, and I'm not commenting on anyone, not necessarily he is a pure devotee. So a simple Kathavachak may be better if he has purity to hear from. Okay, he should be coming in disciplic succession. So he should have a guru on top of it, and his guru should also have a guru. So there should be a particular line, not that I've got my own gyan, I'm giving my Bhagavatam classes, or some famous person also says, I've never read Gita or Bhagavatam. He says that openly. I've never read it. People are still hearing from him. We should not hear. And the speaker should be free from desire of karma, jnana, and moksha. Bhagavatam first canto, first chapter, the qualities of speaker as well as the listener is given. You should read the first chapter. So don't hear from anyone and everyone. Hear from those who have some of those qualities, or they're aspiring for those qualities at least. Chaitanya Prabhu was saying in one of the classes, a devotee may be weak. Many times we are weak, and that's okay. We should not be wicked. Wicked means I'm knowingly cheating someone. Weakness means I'm weak. I'm not wicked. I'm not showing off. I'm not trying to show. I'm not trying to impress someone. But I have weakness. I have my material attachments, material desires, which I'm working on. Sripala Prabhu called this WIP, work in progress. So most of us at this stage, we are at work in progress. We are not there, but we are work in progress. But we are not cheating others. Cheating is very bad. Weaknesses, okay. Krishna understands, Guru understands, and they are very patient. Okay. Famous verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now Prabhu loves this verse. We all love that. Nasaprayesha bhadreshu nitya bhagavat seva. So it says, if you serve Bhagavat here means obviously to Bhagavat, a person, and Bhagavatam book. So if you read Bhagavatam, if you serve Bhagavatam book, regular recitation, and you serve Bhagavat, person Bhagavat, nasta prayeshu abhadreshu. Almost, Prabhupada says 75% anartha will be destroyed. So we don't have to worry about those anarthas. We just do our seva for Vaishnavas and the book Bhagavad. Gauranga Darshan Prabhu was saying we should, what was he saying? Trying to remember his own words. Take care of BB. We should take care of BB. Arey, BB? He's a brahmachari. So he said our bead bag and Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita. So 2B. B and B. B refers for bead bag, our Nam Sankirtan. He said we should take care of it nicely. Nicely, we should take care of our Nam Sankirtan. And second is Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. So if we take care of our BB, we'll be very good. We'll be in good hands. Even materially also, some people are smiling on the call. It works. Take care of our BB. So spiritually, take care of your BB. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and bead bag means Nam Kirtan. You'll be very safe. Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati. Naistiki bhakti will come in your heart. Naistiki. Naistiki means unshakable bhakti. Not weak, unshakable bhakti. Okay, I'll just read the last line by Rupa Goswami. My dear foolish friend, I think that you have already heard some of the auspicious Srimad Bhagavatam, which decries seeking the result of fruitful activities, economic development, and liberation. I think that now it is certain that gradually the verse verses of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describing the pastimes of Lord will enter your ears and go into your heart. So again, glorification with negation. Huh? So if you have heard Srimad Bhagavatam, it will surely going to go to your heart soon and going to destroy everything. All the anarthas is going to destroy. Okay. Third one, associating with like-minded, affectionate, superior devotees. So Prabhupada says nothing compares to such association. It says when Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukdev Goswami was about to recite, demigods came from Svargloka and they said, here is the kalash of Amrita. I can give it to Parikshit Maharaj. He can take this nectar. And Shukdev Goswami, you give us your nectar of reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can exchange the nectars, right? Shukdev Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj will not die after drinking the nectar, Amrita. And we want to hear your nectar. And you know what Shukdev Goswami said? Get out from here. You should not be even seen within the boundaries of this mandap. This is a katha mandap. He said, boundary ke bahar jao. He was so angry at the demigods. He said, you guys are not eligible to get this nectar. What is this body? Body has to go anyway. Parikshit was not interested in saving his body. He could have saved his body if he wanted to. He didn't need anyone's help. But he was not interested in that body at all. So he did not exchange the nectar of Swargloka with the nectar of Katha. He said, I want Katha. I want Katha. Vayam Dhanyatama Loka. He said, Vayam means we are Dhanyatama. In this Loka, we are Dhanyatama. Because we are able to relish Srimad Bhagavatam, we are able to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from your mouth again. Muhu. Muhu means again and again we are able to relish Srimad Bhagavatam from you. So anyone who is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from a pure devotee again and again, he is considered the most fortunate person in the whole universe. Anything external in your life is very, very insignificant. Honestly, it's very insignificant. That's why we should focus on Srimad Bhagavatam every single day. Whatever else happens in our life, that's as per our karma. To be very honest, whatever loss we are going through, whatever benefit we are going through, but the actual benefit, actual profit is any finance persons here. They do the stock take and they work out the gross and net benefit. So net benefit of the day is how much you remembered Krishna today. That's the net benefit. Everything else is a loss. It's a loss. It's as per your karma. It will come and go. But if you have read Bhagavatam, if you have served the Vaishnavas, if you have done Nam Sankirtan, that is the best eternal benefit you got in your account, which is undeletable and undepletable. That account will never get down. Every other account will get down. Even if you do a lot of punya, you'll have say 5 units of punya. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If you have negative 5, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. So everything will come back to 0. But devotional account will always increase and increase and increase. And no one can take it away. So the Goswami, okay, sorry, I was reading those two more. Compared to a crystal stone, the sadhu sang, compared to a man and woman's fruitful combination. This is very nice. Prabhupada gave this analogy. When a potent man and a healthy woman come together, they combine together, the children's offsprings are sure to come out, isn't it? Because man is potent, woman is healthy. So similarly, when we have Sangha with sadhu, association with devotees, fruit of Krishna Bhakti will surely come out. Surely come out. Have no doubt about it. So the Goswami says, if someone is fortunate enough to associate with a pure devotee of the Lord, even for a moment, sadhu sangha, sarva shastra kahe. Lava matra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hai. Lava matra means very small time. It says Shukdev Goswami will only stay in anyone's house for the time in which you can milk a cow. Any milkmen here who have this experience? No one in this call have done the milking of the cows? Rasanand Prabhu, you have never tried in your village? I've not done it. I've touched the udders, but not done it. Anyway, it says the expert milkman does not take long to milk a cow. They're very expert. They can milk the cow very, very quickly. So Shukdev Goswami will only stay for that many minutes in that house, holder's house. And in that moment, he will give a nice instruction and go out, and it will change the heart. Just imagine. Just 10-15 minutes class, and the person's fortune is changed now. That is the power of devotees. That particular movement is so valuable that even those pious activities which can promote one to heavenly planets or give liberation from material miseries cannot compare to it. In other words, those who are attached to Srimad Bhagavatam do not care for any kind of benefit derived from elevation to higher planetary kingdoms or for the liberation which is conceived by the impersonalists. As such, the association of pure devotees is so transcendently valuable that no kind of material happiness can compare to it. Vritrasur going to die in the battlefield, and he is praising the Lord, and he's saying, I don't want any material, na nakaprashtam, na sarvabhaumam, na rasadhipatyam. I only want the association of your devotees birth after birth. Mam janmani janmani share bhavatad bhaktir ahitakitvaye. That's all. Huh? I don't want anything else. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitam vajapish. All the top things of this world, so-called top things of the world, are constantly getting rejected by devotees because this Katha Shravan is so nice. Hari Bhakti Shuddhodaya, he gives this example of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu is speaking. Now, in Bhagavatam also we have a chapter dedicated to Hiranyakashipu's speech, 7.2. We're going to read that in VSS soon. Here also, in another Puran, another literature is given. Hiranyakashipu is speaking to Prahlad. My dear son, association is very important. It acts just like a crystal stone, which will reflect anything which is put before it. So you make your heart like a crystal stone, very, very clear. Similarly, if we associate with the flower-like devotees of the Lord, and if our hearts are crystal clear, then certainly same action will be there. Another example is given in this connection, that if a man is potent, woman is not diseased, then by their conjugation there will be conception. In the same way, if the recipient of spiritual knowledge and the deliverer of spiritual knowledge are sincere and bona fide, there will be good results. Krishna Bhakti is sure to come. Number 4, chanting of the holy name. Now, there's so many things we can say on chanting of the holy name. This is Yuga Dharma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of the reasons of his appearance was to establish Yuga Dharma. So Nam is the most important activity. Prabhupada said somewhere, 99% of our spiritual advancement will be based on chanting Hare Krishna, how purely we chant, how sincerely we chant. I'll just read a few Prabhupada comments here. Spontaneous chanting means one has attained the highest perfectional stage. Chanting means having the Lord's constant association. There is no difference between the Lord and his name. Padma Puran, famous verse, we'll read about it. Chanting is a means to cleanse the heart. A service attitude leads to offenseless chanting. In Kali Yuga, if another Anga of Bhakti is performed, it must be accompanied by Harinam Sankirtan. This was actually in Vaman Dev pastime as well, when Vaman Dev instructs Shukracharya that finish the yajna, and Shukracharya says, finish the yajna? Yajna is incomplete. In the yajna where you have personally appeared, how can you say that yajna is incomplete? But he says, I'll perform this yajna because you are instructing me to do that. What's that famous verse? Mantra Tantra Tantra Sarchedras, Desha Kalara Vasuta, Sarvam Karoti Nishedram, Anusankirtanam Tava. Sarvam Karoti Nishedram, anything in any kal, any time, anything which is incomplete can be completed by the Kirtan of Krishna's name. So if you feel some incompleteness in anything, just chant Hare Krishna. And that thing, that kal, that place will be filled with auspiciousness. Prabhupada, when he was doing the installation of deities of Vrindavan temple, he said very clearly, actually, Harinam Sankirtan is enough. We don't need to do these extra activities. Harinam Sankirtan is good enough. But I'm doing this extra installation ceremony just to satisfy local people. Because if I don't do that installation ceremony, they will feel they are not bona fide deities. So just their satisfaction, Prabhupada did the another mantras, but Prabhupada said, Harinam Sankirtan is good enough. So many times devotees ask, so Gaunita ghar pe aaye hain, what should I do, this and that. Simple response is, chant Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Any installation can be done just by chanting Hare Krishna. We should never underestimate. Sometimes, I don't want to name anyone or anything here. Devotees started doing these yagyas and pujas, Prabhupada time it wasn't there actually. And they said, today, Prabhu, come, we are doing this homa, that homa. Huh? I don't know name. Actually, it's not needed. You can do it. I'm not discouraging anyone. It's not needed. Just the chanting of Hare Krishna is perfect and complete. Perfect and complete. You don't have to invite a particular Brahman for that particular yajna. I'm seeing many devotees are getting attracted. Today I'm doing this homa. So please come. Today I have a program. But this is not needed. It's not needed. Chanting of Hare Krishna is perfect and complete in every single aspect. And it completes everything else actually. So you can do other activities, but sometimes devotee feels some emptiness in their heart. Oh, for Guru Maharaj, we're going to do this yajna, so that will be more powerful. You can do it, but not underestimating the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that gap should not be in the heart or in the mind. It is perfectly perfect. Now, this is the verse I thought we'll read it because we keep reading on in our NOD first page. So we'll just read it quickly. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyaiha sevon mukhe hi jihvado swayam ev smriti adaha. No one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastime of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Only when he becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, qualities, and pastime of the Lord revealed to him. That's a big verse. Let's do a part of it at least. So Ataha means therefore, whatever we have said earlier, therefore Sri Krishna Nam Adi. So the starting point is Sri Krishna Nam Adi, because everything of Krishna is perfect and complete. Here the glory of name is given. So Sri Krishna Nam Adi Na Bhaved Grahyam Indriya. Indriya refers to materially contaminated senses. Many times we cannot taste the sweetness of Lord's name or form or pastime, right? In the katha, we feel sleepy, we feel hungry, this and that. In the chanting of the holy name, we are just trying to finish our rounds and all those things. Why we are not having the taste? Because our indriya at the moment are materially contaminated. So, na bhave. Grahyam means we cannot accept it nicely with our current indriyas, which are contaminated. But with the same indriyas, you can taste the chanting of Hare Krishna or Krishna Nam or Krishna Seva or Krishna Katha. Sevon Mukhe. If you turn yourself towards the Seva of Krishna. So by doing Seva of Krishna, which starts from Jihva Do. So Jihva and Adi. So Jihva refers to from Jihva, from the tongue. When you start chanting Hare Krishna, from your body with the other indriyas, when you start doing Seva, Sevon Mukhe, you become unmuk towards Seva of Krishna. Swayam eva smriti. Swayam means in your heart, Divya Gyan Hridaya Prakashito. That Divya Gyan will automatically manifest. You don't have to do an external certification for that. With all glories to this certification, and we should do it. But the point here is these external certifications are not guaranteeing the love of the Lord. They are just in the journey trying to help all of us. But when you do seva from the same, starting from your jiva, from your tongue, with chanting Hare Krishna, taking Krishna Prasad, engaging your senses in the service of the Lord, slowly when these same senses are purified, your body is spiritualized. Prabhupada gave the famous example. If you put an iron rod in Agni, in fire, after some time, then iron rod become Agni. It acts like fire. Similarly, your body may be very contaminated, but if you put your body in the service of the Lord, in service of Vaishnavas, then the same body can be spiritualized. And with that same body, you can experience Krishna right there. Swayam eva spriti adaha. It will manifest in your heart. So the point here is engage your senses in the service of the Lord. Hishikena Hishikesha. So from these senses, you serve the master of the senses. Then senses can be controlled. Okay, number 5, the last one, living in the area of Mathura. So that refers to whole Mathura Mandal. This Chaurasi Kos, Vraj Mandal, Parikrama, so it's all included. It obviously have Vrindavan and Mayapur, Jagannath Puri like that. Dham Vas, basically. Again, a lot of things can be said in the glories of Dham. We'll just repeat Prabhupada points here. The goal of life, a transcendental loving attitude towards the Supreme Lord, can easily be achieved simply by living in Mathura for just few moments. So when you go to Mathura next time, or Vrindavan next time, or Dham next time, please try to spend some quality time there. My Guru Maharaj was saying, we try to squeeze our devotional services in all other places, like chanting, some 4 rounds here, 5 rounds here, 8 rounds here, DT worship, just quick one, this, that. But he said, when you go to the Dham, you should not rush. So at least in Dham, you chant nicely. You look at the deities nicely. You relish the kirtan or katha. Don't try to cover up so many places, and you have 2 days and you're trying to go to 50 temples. Try to cover a few places, but do it nicely. Listen from a local Brajavasi, a local devotee who understands, who has purity, who understands the importance of that place. Go. It says in Dham, you should never go alone for darshan. It means somewhere in Chaitanya Charitamrita it's mentioned, even if no one is available, go with a dog. Dham ka dog is also important. It says in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The point here is you should respect every single creature when you go to the Dham. It says clearly in Chaitanya Charitamrita, take a dog if no one else is available, and dog will show you the Dham. The point here is Shraddha. Shraddha. This is he or she is a Dhamvasi. That creature is a Dhamvasi. Maybe due to some offense, he has got the body of an animal, but he's a Dhamvasi. So be very respectful. Okay, even non-devotees can perceive the transcendental beauty of Mathura, and anyone who goes there will never want to return to this material world. Again, it's with Shraddha. But the point is, even if you do it without Shraddha, if you constantly visit Vrindavan, Mayapur, eventually you will get Shraddha by the mercy of devotees. In the Vedic literature, it is also said, how wonderful is that simply by residing in Mathura, even for one day, one can achieve a transcendental loving attitude towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This land of Mathura must be more glorious than Vaikuntha Dham, the kingdom of God. Mataji, I'll come back in a second. So we read this. Okay, there are some references from Brahmanda Puran, Padma Puran. I'll not read all that. Even those who are considered the lowest of men in Vrindavan are considered the highest in human society. Somehow or other, they are always uttering the names of Vrindavan, Mathura, Radhe Radhe, Radha Kund, Govindan, etc. These people are more fortunate than any famous and powerful materialistic people. Sometimes we get very attracted towards numbers. And when we go to Dham, we see a simple Vaishnava sitting under a tree chanting Radhe Radhe Hare Krishna. We think, oh, he's just a simple one, huh? Actually, he is much more powerful than a person who is having katha with 20,000 people, having 20 million followers on Instagram and Facebook and all that. This one Vaishnava sitting under a tree in Vrindavan can be much more powerful. We say Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he was so powerful just by sitting in one corner in one land, he could purify the whole world. He had so much power, so much power. So it says currently, even Lal Govindra was saying, one of the recent classes, he was saying, although so much sinful activities are happening in this world, but this dharti, this bhumi, Devi is not going to Rasatal. You know why? Because there are still many, many devotees there. Because of the devotees' devotion, we are able to survive in this world. If we remove those devotees and their devotion, there's so much sin. Even the small portion of the sin which are happening in this world on a daily basis will all go down, actually, will go down. So we should be very grateful to those sadhus who are doing devotion and offering on to us. Because of their devotion, we are able to do some nice things. So we should never forget them. In Shastra, it says, suppose you have a hair on your shoulder, for example, and someone say, Prabhuji, please remove that hair. You should, and even the smallest service done, as small as someone telling you, please remove a hair from your body, we should never forget it. So anyone who has done even a smallest good, we should never forget. And anyone who has done a biggest bad, we should always forget. So Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj was telling, forget and forgive. 2F we should remember. Huh? So from Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, we can remember BB. And from Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj, we can remember FF. Forget and forgive. Now, again, external manifestation will vary. So you cannot forget and forgive everyone. Ram could not forget and forgive. Bhima could not. So we have to understand there's an external manifestation, and sometimes we have to do that. So, but internally, a devotee is never, is always Ajata Shatru. He doesn't have any enemies. But the external manifestation, sometimes we have to be harsh, we have to be firm, we may have to take shelter of Kshatriyas and all those things. But internally, a Vaishnava is always very, very forgiving, forgetful. Anyone has done, and Maharaj was saying very nicely. And he said, what happens? We forget all the good, we remember all the bad. But Maharaj was saying it should be other way. So we forget anything bad anyone has done to us, and we remember any smallest thing this person has done to us. Then our life will be very auspicious, very auspicious. So try, at least on an internal level, doing that. At least with some people to start with. Always be appreciative of those sevas which someone has done to you. Gokuleshwar Prabhu recently came to Sydney, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. He was giving a class. I still remember very nicely, very simply. Prabhuji was saying, we should never take anything for free from someone. Don't take anything for free. Uh, so we should be grateful. Like it does not mean a transaction here. We should be grateful for that person. And if we have the culture of this gratitude, we'll be very happy. And the devotees which we associate will be very happy. Many times we are pointing the faults of the devotees. We can point out the good things in that devotee and have the culture of gratitude. Any smallest service anyone has done to you, you should remember and say, Prabhuji, thank you for doing that seva. Even if he hasn't done directly to you, he served feast to you, you can say genuinely, thank you, Mataji, thank you, Prabhuji, for inviting me to your house, serving wonderful feast, making nice arrangements for listening Krishna Katha. So just remember the smallest detail. It's very nice. And then we have this thanking culture. Then we become a happy devotee. It says the grateful devotees are happy devotees. It's not the happy devotees are grateful. So if we have this culture of gratitude, then we can be very, very happy. So if you're getting frustrated many times, have some nice devotees around you. Say thank you. Call them. Go to them. Go to their house. Invite them to your house and have thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mata, for giving me some nice siksha, giving me some nice prasad, giving some nice gifts. Have this exchange, and then you see the burden on your heart will become light. Light. You feel good. Everyone needs some encouragement. So try to establish with at least some of them. Have this culture of gratitude. Say thank you. Remember every single nice thing which they have done to you. They may not have done to you. They have done to you. Someone is doing for you. Prabhupada, so much he has done for us. We should be very grateful. And give reasoning. Give reason. No, thank you, Prabhupada. That's nice. But give reasoning. Every day, give a new reason. Why I'm thanking Prabhupada. Why I'm thanking Guru Maharaj. Why I'm thanking this Vaishnava. Give a reason. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you to temple management for providing so many nice facilities. When we go to temple, many times we complain. But actually, so many nice things they have done. Because of their arrangement, we are able to relish Krishna Katha, have nice association, have nice prasadam, such a clean temple hall. Charnamrit is there, lights are there, cooking is done on time, wonderful feast, and we sit, eat, and we talk nonsense. That's very ungrateful, actually, very, very ungrateful. So we should thank to temple president, temple devotees, temple brahmacharis who are cleaning the toilet, cleaning the temple. If we look into it, actually, so many thank you we have to give. From the heart, I'm talking, not just from your tongue. And then you feel good. Thank you, Prabhuji, for cleaning it. Who's cleaning the toilet? Anyone even knows that person? Go to that person. Every day, this person is cleaning that for us. We go and make it dirty and come out. We forget about saying thank you. And we actually have so many negative things. No, we should go. Say thank you, Prabhu. For years and years, I've forgotten you, but now I realize your service is so important. Go and say thank you to the cook. Go say thank you to these brahmacharis who are making this temple so nice. Go and say thank you to temple president. So then we are overruling, even if we see some negative things. And then when they are encouraged, they will do more better. So yeah, very important. Okay, let's go forward. We want to finish this Mathura Vas. The service done in Vrindavan gives a very great result in one's program in his spiritual life. On the other hand, offenses committed in Vrindavan, especially illicit sex, gives horrible results. Okay, so be very careful. Prabhupada warning all of us. Prabhupada said once to one of his disciples about this, what we are reading right now. A devotee is taking birth in an animal body. So because he or she may have been involved in some irregular sexual activities, so they take birth in Vrindavan as animals. So that's one of the things. If one does same mistake in Vrindavan, he should behave very humbly and repent very, very deeply. If you have done it, yeah, repent very deeply. Ask for forgiveness from Lord, from devotees, from Dham as well. He should ask for forgiveness from Vrindavan, should be ready to accept whatever mercy Sri Vrindavan Dham chooses to award him. Yeah, some warnings are there for our benefit. We have read this verse in NOI, beautiful verse, which basically says, Mathura is greater than Vaikuntha. Anyone remembers that tune still? Priya Mata? Okay. Tatra Pira Sosava Vrinda. We can all chant together actually. Vrindaranya Mudara Pariramana Tatrapi Govardhana Radha Kunda Vihari Gokulapate Premananda Plavana Kuryadasya Virajato Vishtate Sevam Devi Lakha. Such a beautiful tune, huh? I love this tune. Beautiful verse. So, Acharya Nishtha Prabhu, Sanskrit is so powerful. Just by reading it, even without understanding, you get so nice feelings. That's why Prabhupada said you should not read Bhagavatam, you should aswadan, relish, sing Bhagavat. Huh? Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, sorry, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he used to sing Bhagavat in 3 different tunes, and people will come from far just to hear. Such a pure devotee, obviously. Just listening. Very nice. Okay, I'll not read that. We know that Mathura is greater. Okay, I'll stop here. I've done the chapter. Just one more point to go. I'll take the question of Mataji or comment.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Regarding living in Dham, Mathura Dham and all, we go for yatra and stay there for a few days in the association of devotees. But sometimes towards the end of the life, a person, like once a person retires, decides to go and stay in the Dham, makes that place a residence. So should one consult advanced devotee, or can that decision be made?
One must consult because we may not have the eligibility to reside in Dham. And again, it's not a frozen thing. Today we may not have. After 5 years of Guru Maharaj saying, now you can go. So yeah, must discuss with a Vaishnava before you're making that place as your permanent residence. Don't take it easy. Because as Prabhupada was just saying, offenses done in Dham are also multiplied. So your devotional service, whatever you have done, is multiplied 1,000 times or 10,000 times. Similarly, your offenses. So again, we may not be ready as yet. I've seen devotees from my eyes in Dham, yeah, speaking wrong things and doing wrong things, having wrong consciousness. Not that I have a right consciousness, I'm not saying that, but they're just not aware of these things. So many times I spoke to my Guru Maharaj, very honest, probably 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, and he said to me not to live there. I'm being honest with 20 years ago. Now, what he will say today, I don't know the answer, to be very honest, but he said, you're a grahastha, you should earn. I will not allow you to go to Dham, earn and serve. Basically that. Because he knows my situation. I'm talking at least 23 years ago, actually, around 23, 22 years ago. So again, very clear answer, very clear. Visit, perfect, you must. One time I went to Dham, I have shared it and I'm being open about it. It's a very nice thing. I was in Dham, my Guru Maharaj in Dham last day. My flight was there. I went in the room and I said, Maharaj, give me permission to leave. And he said, I'll not permit you to leave. He just smiled. I'll not allow you to go. Like, Maharaj, I have a flight to catch. He said, no. I will not allow you to go. So that was very nice. I took a while to understand that sentence. And he said, I want you to reside here. You can go, but reside here. Then I understood. You can go. So your physical body can go, but you reside in Dham. So again, this one probably 10 years ago. So it changes. It changes. Huh? Now today, what's the situation? So consult your spiritual master. Actually, it says even for a visit, you should consult. Even for a visit of 5 days or 6 days or something like that. It's a serious business. You should not take it casually, this Vrindavan Mayapur Dham. Mayapur is still okay. I know one devotee, I don't know name it. Very humble, very knowledgeable, very scholarly, very senior. He did not visit after joining temple full time. He did not visit Vrindavan at least for 10 to 12 years. He said, what if I make an offense? Mayapur is okay. I'm comfortable in Mayapur with Chaitanya. Vrindavan, he said, I'm very scared. Extremely knowledgeable devotee, very senior. He left his job, everything. 10, 12 years he did not visit. After I think 12 years or 14 years, he went to Vrindavan and he said, he told me after he came back, he said, I just went there for like 2 days or 2.5 days. He said, I didn't have a strength to stay there. And he came back immediately. Then he slowly increased the frequency and his stay. So yeah, don't take it casually. When you go there, you should be very in good mindset. At the same time, don't be scared. Don't be scared, but yeah, do visit and make sure while you're there, you're very conscious. Sometimes people are fighting with rickshawalas, some shop. If you don't understand, again, there may be situation. I'm not denying it at all. Just come out from that situation. Don't get involved in those sort of. I went to Radhakund once when Panda came and this and that. I just stayed silent actually. And then after 5 minutes, he went away. He thought, he's a very deep person. I just stayed there. I did not move away. I said Hare Krishna. Did not get involved in the discussion. So this is one of the ways. So don't get involved. Don't offend any Brajavasis. Don't understand. Just get out. Is that okay, Mataji?
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a serious business. Sanjay Prabhu, I'll take very quickly.
Prabhu, just Hare Krishna Prabhuji, done with Pranam. Prabhu, just following up from this question, then is it too much thinking about the negative aspects rather than the positive? Because I mean, inadvertently in Vrindavan, you can sort of make a mental offense to
Yeah,
someone.
but that's why you go in the dham with devotee. I mentioned that. So if
Yeah.
you are in with devotee association, I mean a senior one who knows about dham, then you're protected actually. And but consciously we need to know what are the etiquette of that place.
Yeah.
Like your dress have to be particular, your mindset have to be particular. So you're preparing. So we're not over focusing, but we are being careful. That's why I say you go Vrindavan, go with the devotee, and then you're protected because the devotee will take care of pandas and all that. That's another benefit actually. Because pandas will not disturb you if you are in a group with the local panda. They have their rules as well. And this devotee will explain nice pastime, your consciousness will improve. Otherwise, when you go alone, it's difficult. I went alone in one dham, not name it. I had not a good experience. Again, I did not speak to anyone. I was alone. I could handle them, but I just did not speak. I did not speak. So, but I did not feel good in my heart, to be very honest, because it was not so nice things happening there. What to do? I did my darshan, I did my japa, and I came back. But yeah, carried some not very good memories from that place because of those external misarrangements and whatever. But yeah, don't get too much involved. Okay, let's stop here. We have done the 5 potent. There's only one point Prabhupada mentioned towards the end of this chapter. We'll discuss that next time, and we'll start chapter 14. We have done all the 64 limbs of bhakti. Nicely. Now, there's some important things which Prabhupada is going to put in chapter 14 for us. We'll look at that. Very, very important chapter 14. So we'll discuss those things which are not part of 64 limbs,